In this presentation, we will be going over everything a parent should know about vaping. This was written and recorded by a local host chapter.
In just December of 2018, vaping was formally declared an epidemic. As high school students, we have personally seen this trend become increasingly popular among middle and high school students. We're here to tell you, the parents, information about this new trend and what you can do to help us stop the epidemic.
The topics we will cover in this video are what vaping is, statistics and history, what's in it, nicotine versus non-nicotine e-cigs, why kids are doing it, what you as parents can do, the signs that your child is vaping, and resources to quit.
Let's first discuss what vaping actually is. According to the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse, vaping is the act of inhaling and exhaling the aerosol, often referred to as vapor, which is produced by an e-cigarette or similar device. They often look like USBs and therefore are easy to hide. Some big names to look out for are Mark 10, XL, Logic, Boost, Blue, and Juul.
Vaping is often marketed to teens, with many flavors available along with a variety of colors and devices available that charge just like cell phones. It's evident that vaping products are often marketed to teens. Vaping is often sold as a safer alternative to cigarettes, leaving some teens to be under the false assumption that because e-cigarettes don't contain tobacco, they're safe. However, safer does not mean safe. Here are some statistics. Nearly 1 in 3 12th graders report using some kind of vaping device in the last year. 12th graders were asked what they believe was in the vaping mist, and more than half of them believe that it's just flavoring, even though the devices are most often sold with nicotine, which is a dangerous addictive substance. And e-cigarettes were first widely introduced in 2007. All vaping devices have the following in common: a mouthpiece, a battery, a cartridge that holds the e-juice or e-liquid, and a heating component. The basics of the mechanism are that a heating element powered by the battery heats up the heating component, which then turns the e-juice into a vapor, which is inhaled into the lungs and then exhaled. There are over 500 locations where teenagers can purchase e-cigarettes and other vaping devices in Wilmington. This means that it is easy for teens to access.
Now let's talk about what's in e-cigarettes. The National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse, or NCASA, states that the e-liquid and vaporizer products usually contains a propylene glycol or vegetable glycerin-based liquid with nicotine, flavoring, and other chemicals and metals. The e-juice can contain varying amounts of nicotine. Some people use these devices to vape THC, the chemical responsible for most of marijuana's mind-altering effects.
The majority of e-cigarettes contain nicotine, which is the third most addictive substance on earth after heroin and cocaine. While we don't know a lot of the long-term effects of e-cigarettes, what we do know are the health effects of nicotine. Nicotine is a very harmful substance, especially to the developing brain. It can slow down brain development and affect memory, concentration, learning, self-control, attention, and mood. Vaping is also thought to be a gateway drug, as it can increase the risk of other types of addiction as adults. So if nicotine is thought to be the harm in vaping, what if you completely take it out? Is it safe now? Unfortunately, it's not. The particles released by the vapor contain varying amounts of toxic chemicals, which have been linked to cancer, as well as respiratory and heart disease.
So why is this even popular? The common justifications for vaping are: a friend or family member vapes, 39%, the availability of flavors such as mint, candy, fruit, or chocolate, 31%, and the false belief that e-cigarettes are less harmful than other forms of tobacco, such as cigarettes, 17.1%.
If we all go back to the age of cigarettes, what could we have done differently? If we were to have educated everyone about all the different diseases that individuals would get decades later, do you think they would have stopped? Unfortunately, this new vaping trend is not much different than cigarettes in the 1900s. Advertisements using doctors, social pressures, and the unknown health effects are at all similarities between the two. Since we don't know the long-term health effects, we're trying to get ahead. We're trying to prevent what happened to smokers decades later and help teens have a healthy future. Now, in order to do that, we need your help. We need you to discuss with your teen this epidemic and inform them about the effects. We will be posting additional resources and a video for student education. Another thing you can do is use positive reinforcement and try and get your child to replace this habit with a healthier alternative.
Here are some signs that your child is vaping. First, equipment. You may find devices that look like flash drives, e-juice bottles, pods that contain e-juice, or product packaging. Aside from leaf marijuana, gel jars that contain dabs, small tools to scoop dabs, and cartridges that contain THC oil are signs of vaping marijuana. Second, online purchases, packages in the mail, store purchases. Be on the lookout for purchases made online and charged to your credit card, or unusual packages that arrive in the mail. Kids can also buy them at big box stores, gas stations, or from other friends. Third, scent. While the smell from vaping is faint, you may catch a whiff of a flavoring where there appears to be no other source. For example, if you smell bubblegum or chocolate cake, take note.
Fourth, physical. Some of the chemicals used in e-juices have the effect of drying out the mouth and nasal passages. As a result, some kids drink more liquids or seem more prone to nosebleeds. Decrease caffeine use. Some teens and young adults develop a sensitivity to caffeine. If your child drank caffeinated energy drinks and quits, it may be a result of vaping. Vaping lingo. You may see vape lingo in text messages, such as Addy for atomizer, VG for vegetable glycerin found in e-juice, or sauce referring to e-juice. Kids often brag about their vaping exploits on social media. Look for pictures on Instagram or YouTube, or check their Twitter accounts. Appearance and behavior changes. Just like smoking, vaping marijuana could result in bloodshot eyes, dry mouth and thirst, increased appetite, and shifts in behavior and mood. Increased thirst, known as cotton mouth or nosebleeds, could be a physical sign from the individual. Sometimes there is a noticeable change in friends and a decrease in activities that were once enjoyed.
Here are some resources for your teen to quit vaping. Text QUIT to 202-804-9884 to stop juuling or using your e-cigarette. The Surgeon General has also released a statement that can be found at this link. This Is Quitting is a mobile app designed by Truth Initiative to help people quit with inspiration from others like them. Become an X, a free digital quit smoking plan and community created by Truth Initiative in collaboration with Mayo Clinic.